Hi friends, you're watching Self Mastery Zone, and this month in the lockdown period in India, we have decided to record some of the interviews of learning leaders across the industry. And this month you will find some really interesting insights, knowledge, and resources which are getting shared by these learning leaders that will help you in your journey. So sit back, relax, and enjoy these learning sessions. Today, we are privileged to have Manish Srivastava, one of my key mentors, as well as one of the master facilitators for social presencing theatre in India with us. And Manish brings with him almost many decades of 2-3 decades of knowledge, wisdom that he carries, not only from the corporate life, his corporate journey, but also his key role that he has played in bringing social presencing theatre to India. And I personally feel that whenever somebody comes to my mind who is really a mindful leader, mindful facilitator, and a transformative coach, the first word that comes to my mind is Mr. Manish Srivastava. And a very warm welcome, Manish, for this conversation and this sharing that will not only benefit people who are watching this, but I'm sure the essence of this learning is already benefiting thousands and lakhs of people who are, getting influenced by such thoughts and ideas.
Thank you so much, Anupam. I'm very grateful to you for inviting me to this conversation. And as you know, I always look forward to have conversations with you because you have such wonderful presence that you evoke and invoke the best of a person. So you always help me bring my best in service of the moment, in service of what we are co-creating. So I hope today will be similar. And I look forward to sharing what I have with you and with all our viewers. Thank you.
Wonderful. So Manish, the first question that definitely people want to know is about your inner journey, which has manifested in the outer journey. And I remember you sharing the themes around sacred well, the themes around this wonderful compilation of book, Trading Armour for a Flower, which is kind of, I would say, a Zen workbook in essence. So let us know about your journey.
Sure. Thank you. So and thank you for bringing that book, Trading Armour for a Flower. And maybe I can, till this moment, title my journey as Trading Armour for a Flower, because it has been a journey of rediscovering the flower, which to me metaphorically is the authenticity, the innocence, the creativity that lies in our heart. In other words, it's the inner child that we want to revisit and reclaim. And while the life gives us so many armors or conditions and mindsets that we tend to live with. So if I reflect, I was thinking about this today. I guess I was around 10 years old when I went to a boarding school, which is a military school in Chal on Shimla Hills, and my father comes from defense background, so that was one of the best education that he could bring me. And at that age, I had to fight a competitive examination to get into that school. I went there, and it was different because it's located in a wildlife sanctuary. Still it is same because no trees are cut, and it was located in the castle of Maharaja of Patiala, inside a wildlife sanctuary in a summer palace, kind of. And we were staying there and we were living there. It was tough life. And I remember one beautiful thing, that there were two roads right behind my house. There were two roads. One we used to call Upper Road. That was a nice dammer road on which we would run, even front roll and do frog jumps or march. Of course, it was a hilly road which went to the ground, which is the world's highest cricket ground. which is given to the school to play. And then there was a down road, which was this dirt, mud road, broken road, which went through the valley, touching some villages. And there was never a car on that road because they were all rocks and not even a bike, not a bicycle, just people walking on that thin road. And often I would stand at that threshold and look at these two roads. So my life metaphorically has been like that. The upper road is the armored road, where I gathered many armors of life, new identities, new personalities. From a military school, I went on to study hospitality management. From there, I worked with hotels like Marriott and Taj, did my MBA from SIBM, worked with companies like Unilever and EXL, where you have also been. And Unilever was my last corporate stint. Went to MIT, became a research fellow at MIT in US, and became an international consultant working across sectors with UN agencies, business leaders, helping in systemic change. So that's the persona that the world knows. I enjoyed it, that's great. But then there was another road, and I believe everyone has another road. And that down road was the road right from my childhood, even in that tough and wonderful military school life. I would go on that road at times to discover my true self, to write poetry, sometimes to get in touch with my emotions, to talk to trees. My classmates, when they listen to this video, would think I was crazy, but that's what I was, and I hit that. And I wrote poetry and songs, and I cried often on that road. So that's the road when I embraced my true self. When I started meeting divinity, not in idols or grunts or epics, but I started meeting divinity in nature and within my own emotions, within the fragility of being human, of being a little boy away from family, trying to brave up to the new world, growing into a man a little too soon, and wearing those armors which really don't fit him or which were too heavy. And I did that. I wore those armors. Fortunately, I kept my way to the inner road or the down road or the dirt road always alive. So throughout my life, I kept taking that. I kept writing my poetry. I kept doing theater. I kept engaging in spiritual pursuits of moving from places to places, to rituals, making friends in different religions, all of that. And I became very passionate at some stage in mythology, in spirituality, in dreams. I became a student of Jung when I was in Boston. At one stage, I was attending roundtable conferences in MIT and working as an MIT research fellow with leaders like Peter Senge and Otto Scharmer. And at the same time, without many people knowing, I was also undergoing a deep Jungian analysis with one of my mentors. And I was attending these workshops on astrology and depth psychology and dreams at Jungian Institute. So these things parallelly kept happening in my life. And at some stage where I'm grateful to social presencing theater and two of my mentors, actually I'm mixing, this question may come later, but I want to share. One of them is Vasu, and Vasu taught me organizational development and systems change when I was in Unilever. But really what he taught me is art of being human. And through his own life and being my mentor and walking with me, he helped me see that I have my unique gifts, and through that gifts, I am powerful even in corporate world. And he challenged this inner kind of artist warrior inside me. So I'm grateful to him for giving me that nuance and that clarity about how to intervene by trusting your right side of the brain, the creative side. In terms of how I developed that muscle and how do I rediscover the poetry, I am grateful to Arawana Hayashi, who is founder of Social Presencing Theatre, and who in her own way, as my teacher, by just being the artist and the dancer and this genuine, wonderful human being, she was able to inspire me to connect with art in a different way, where art is the direct perception of reality, and it is an embodied expression of what's going on. And in that moment, I realized that I am an artist, and everything that I've been through in my life has been a preparation for bringing that to the world. And at that moment, I realized with these two people, and of course, I mentioned my Jungian analyst, Manisha Roy, who helped me connect with my dreams and find the value. And maybe I will later share about one of that dream. That is my anchor dream to help me discover the artist. So a couple of these people, as well as circumstances of the life, brought me to the point where the two roads came together. The up road, the professional road, and this artistic, mythical, spiritual road came together. And now that's my job. My job is to help others discover what's the inner road they secretly take, and why can't they bring it up in life so they live more fully as human being and discover the art inside them, discover the song inside them, discover that beautiful gesture and movement, that emotional well-being, all of that lives in us, which we had such amazing access as children. Can we rediscover and bring it to life so we can be fully alive and we can live our life? And that's the flower. That's when we trade our armor for a flower, and it starts flourishing us.
Lovely. In fact, when you were sharing about the journey and the complete cycle, I was so thinking about the way how strongly it connected with the hero's journey, and just like the two roads coincided in your case, and again this transformation, as you are saying, is brought by the mentors, but also I would say that it's in a way your inner inclination that maybe was brought together by some experiences, some thoughts, Friends, hope you liked the learning session and the insight shared by our learning leaders. And to continue to gather more information, gain more insights, please subscribe to this channel and share the videos and share the learnings. Thank you so much, and all the very best for your learning journey.